I'm Antony Costa. I work in the private office of the President of South Africa on the President's Investment Drive, which is an initiative to engage the private sector and work with government to improve the investment environment in South Africa. So the panel was great because it allowed us to talk through what governments can do to build investor confidence, particularly around governance and transparency, which clearly from a South African government perspective is important. National Treasury is the department that's responsible for actually issuing and funding for the budget of the South African government. But from a presidency perspective, we can talk about the coordinating efforts we play to influence the economy through strategic economic reforms. So the panel allowed me to talk about that. It was helpful in that the moderator had a great sense of the market across the continent, but from a public and a private perspective, and having a banker who works in West Africa also allowed us to contrast the experience, particularly in Nigeria, from the private sector versus South Africa and the public sector. So hopefully it gave the audience a bit of a broader perspective on some of the issues facing sovereigns in South Africa, sovereigns in Africa. So this is the first time I've attended, but I think it makes sense because of the nature of this markets. Sovereigns play an integral role, and so having a sovereign-focused stream and this particular panel allows you to cover that, as well as having private market participants. I think what worked really well was that the preceding panel, which had a representative from National Treasury in South Africa, as well as from the government of Uganda, and then plus private bank representatives operating across the continent, set the discussion up really well. They spoke about the kind of macro issues from a sovereign as well as an investor perspective that allowed us to then develop the conversation. So I think it really works how you construct the agenda so that one panel can flow onto the next.